I was heading east, my ex was heading west, and he saw me.
We saw him turn around, and right then we panicked.
Next thing I know, he's on the left side of me, and he's pointing a gun.
He was pointing it right at her, and I was really scared that something really bad was going to happen.
He then reared into me on the driver's side and ran me off into a ditch. He came up to the window and he had the gun, he was pointing it, and then he just started busting the window out. They're screaming and crying, and I'm telling them, get out of the car, go run.
I was very worried for her. I didn't want to leave her alone.
Everything was just happening so fast. I felt like warm on my face, and there was blood just dripping down. And at this point, he left and he took off.
Kansas City Police Department officers responded to a 911 call involving a crash. A chase then ensued with police department officers as well as the Clay County Sheriff's Department. He was driving in speeds in excess of 120 miles an hour. At one point, he drove across a field before he crashed his vehicle and was taken into custody.
The next morning, we had received numerous calls. It just felt like just a whirlwind the next day. Synergy Services was one of the places that reached out to us.
The Children's Advocacy Center at Synergy is a particular program as a part of our umbrella agency where we receive referrals mostly from law enforcement and children's division when there's been an allegation of sexual abuse, physical abuse, witness to some other kind of violent crime.
We went in and we were all just in shock, and they were amazing. They made us feel safe and secure.
The goal was to talk with each of those girls and find out from their individual perspectives what they saw, what they heard, what happened, and get each of those sequential details that was going to be useful in that case for our law enforcement detectives.
Walking into the CAC, I saw other kids, and I immediately thought that we weren't alone, and I was just glad to be there, knowing that we would all get help.
We want to be able to get the child's statement in a neutral, child-friendly setting in a way that is not leading, is done at their developmental level, in a way that they feel comfortable.
The most important thing about those interviews is that the way that they're done, the process that they follow, means that they can be entered into court, and because of the way that the interviewers do their interviews, and they do such a great job in doing them, that the jury can really see what happened kind of as it happened.
The last thing that we want is a family or a child being re-traumatized by 5 different people going back and asking the same questions for the same information when collectively we all can communicate and essentially build the case and build the justice for the family all collectively together.
It was very, very scary, very hard time to go through because, I loved him and I wanted things to work, but I couldn't do it anymore. I had tried so long, because then I felt terrible for my kids seeing what they did see at that point. It was really hard because I know that they loved him and he loved them very much, and I know that him as a sober person wouldn't have done these things.
Most people, when they hear about a CAC, they think of a forensic interview. That's really the first thing that gets people in the door. However, what we really strive for is to make sure that families also recognize that they're going to get a level of advocacy support and potentially mental health counseling, a gentle hand to walk through the process. We like to give a level of wraparound support.
As a prosecutor, it's incredibly important to have Synergy and the services it provides to these folks because it gives them the outlet to be able to talk about what happened. As far as the alternative to the services, to be honest with you, I don't think it can be replaced.
My kids feel safe now. They have grown and prospered. My middle daughter, she is at KU University now and studying to be a psychologist to help children in the same situations because of what Synergy did for us.